Alex Pereira voltou a brilhar no UFC. No último sábado, o lutador reconquistou o título ao vencer Magomed Ankalaev em um desempenho dominante no octógono. Com o triunfo, Pereira não apenas recupera sua coroa, mas reforça seu status como um dos maiores lutadores da organização. Mas quem está observando de perto é a comunidade lutadora. Carlos Ulberg, um dos nomes em destaque da organização, também comentou sobre o momento de Pereira. Confira agora o que Ulberg tem a dizer sobre o futuro de Alex Pereira.
I really hope that Pereira gets his third title, because that'd just be massive. He's a good dude. He doesn't trash talk or anything, and I see a lot of myself in someone like him. So he's a warrior, and I really hope that he gets that title, but I also hope that I get to fight him too.
It's a very impressive thing to hear you say, because if he does go up and fight for a third belt, that means he's not fighting you anytime soon. So to hear you say that is pretty damn amazing, because obviously for your career, it would be huge to beat him and to fight him. So much respect. When you say that you see yourself in him, is it just the way in which he fights, or is it his upbringing? What do you mean by that?
Yeah, a little bit of everything. The upbringing, a little bit of his persona and his spirit. So yeah, there's a lot there that I feel that I can relate to. So there's a lot of respect there that I kind of just sit back and respect from afar. I'm not going to sit here and give him all the jollies, but
fair enough.
Pereira já conquistou seu título de volta, mas agora a conversa segue para um próximo passo ainda mais ambicioso. Uma possível confrontação com Jon Jones já domina os bastidores do UFC. E os números falam. Uma vitória nesse duelo poderia marcar um divisor de águas na carreira do brasileiro. Daniel Cormier, uma das maiores autoridades quando o assunto é legado no octógono, não hesita em afirmar que se Pereira conseguir derrotar Jon Jones, isso o consolidaria como o maior lutador de todos os tempos na história do UFC. Para Cormier, essa vitória seria o ponto final em uma trajetória impressionante, elevando Pereira a um patamar praticamente inatingível no esporte.
The big fight matters to these dudes. Alex is 38 years old and probably thinking at this point, how do I go and make another statement that I am the guy? Hell, if he went to beat Jon Jones at heavyweight, Alex Pereira, who's already considered one of the greatest fighters of all time, in the most expedited timeline I have ever seen, would literally cement himself to almost stand above everyone, because he would have beaten a former UFC light heavyweight champion and heavyweight champion, and the guy many considers the greatest fighter of all time.
Jamahal Hill, um dos nomes em destaque da organização, não esconde sua admiração pelo trabalho de Pereira, e ele sabe bem do que está falando. Hill já enfrentou Pereira no octógono e saiu derrotado. Mesmo com essa derrota na bagagem, Hill reconhece que ter Pereira em sua divisão é tudo menos um problema. Pelo contrário, a presença de um lutador de calibre mundial como Pereira funciona como catalisador, motivando todos ao seu redor e elevando o nível competitivo de toda a divisão. Confira agora como Jamahal Hill analisa o legado e o impacto de Alex Pereira no UFC.
And shout out to him. He's like, this dude is impressive. Like this dude is impressive. You can't not be a fan of what he does and what he is. He said something in the face-off before the fight. He said, "I don't want to go back to the tire shop." Like anybody that came from nothing, that grinded to get to this point, they feel that. They feel that. They feel that they don't want to go back to that struggle or where they were whenever they were dreaming of being where they are. So yeah, man. Yeah, man, you can definitely draw inspiration from that. You can definitely draw a lot from that. I was there. You can feel the energy when he won, whenever he got the victory and everything. He set everything on fire. And yeah, that's a good thing. Shout out to him, keeping the division alive, keeping it exciting. Having the biggest star in the sport right now in your division, it does nothing but motivate you. You know what I mean? You can see it. Everybody, there was a bunch of 205s there. Allberg was there. Yuri was there. I was there. Khalil fought. He was there. Like the guys that were there that weren't fighting, even the one that did, you could see the fire. You could see the fire. It lit a fire under everybody, and they ready, man. The division is hungry. We're in a very good spot, and I'm happy for it.
That's the thing that people don't understand when they watch fights. Like sometimes guys, this is one of the things about the rematch this weekend, Ankalaev versus Pereira, is that Pereira supposedly had a fucked up left hand and rotavirus before the last fight.
I believe it. He looked off. He definitely didn't look himself.
But Ankalaev looked really good.
100%. Yeah, I don't know. I don't want to take anything away from Ankalaev.
When someone looks off, I'm always like, it's like Roy Jones.
Yeah.
Like people go, Roy Jones didn't fight anybody. No. Roy Jones fought everybody, but he made them look like they were nobody because they were fighting Roy Jones.
Exactly.
It's like, so is that what's going on? Like, is Ankalaev that good? And so we don't know. So we got to see him fight again.
I'd only say no just because towards the 5th round, it looked like Pereira could do some stuff. Like, it's like, okay, you're actually now landing that calf kick a bit more now. You're actually starting to do. It's like, why didn't you start like that?
He didn't have the gas.
Yeah, so
if you got rotavirus, your gas is very low, and your energy level feels very low.
So he's trying to be he's conserving energy, and so this what makes this fight so much more interesting, because hopefully he's had the camp he is. Ankalaev hopefully comes in looking exactly the same way he did that last fight.
Yeah, or better. He's going to be better because he's going to be the champion. When I think there's a thing that happens, and Daniel Cormier has expressed this too. It's like a 30% bump when you become the champion. You got 30. You know, like when you were talking about when you won that tournament. You were
just
better.
Boom. Yeah.
I think there's that when you get the championship. Hopefully, you're going to get to experience that.
Yes.
You'll get to experience that bump. But this is, I feel like that's just we're gonna have to see, and it's a very intriguing one. Because Pereira, if he hurt his left hand, that's the doom punch.
Exactly.
That left hook is that's death.
Massive. Yeah.
That's the one. That's the one. If you look at his highlight reel, there's so many left hooks.
When he catches people with that, even when he grazed Jamahal Hill, it was I still don't get it now. He grazed him.
He's got a hell of a punch on him, man.
And
he got
put
a hell
him
of a
out.
punch.
Yeah.
The Yuri Prohaska one at the end of the first round. Yuri was like, yo, and then he head kicks him in the beginning of the second. Yeah, he's got ferocious power.
That head kick was fast.
Yeah.
Head kick was fast as well.
Boy, I hope he's healthy. But I heard he's super heavy coming into this week.
Oh, is it?
I heard he's like 230 going into this week. Yeah. For him,
I guess he's got a lot to cut.
Yeah. Some guys can do it.
Yeah.
I don't know what the fuck they're doing.
Well, I guess if he was able to get to middleweight.
Yeah, well, yeah.
But also sometimes it makes you lazier as well. Like, I can do that.
And then
you get close to the time, you're like, oh, shit, it's a bit of work now.
Well, he has talked about moving up.
Again?
And so has Ankalaev.
Oh, yeah, actually he has, yeah.
Ankalaev just said that recently, that he wants to defend the title a couple of times, then move up to heavyweight.
I think it's a bit too small.
Maybe, but if you put size on and he gives himself enough time, he's got the skill set, and Aspinall's going to need some fucking challengers.
Charles Oliveira segue focado em seu futuro no UFC. O lutador brasileiro tem objetivos bem definidos para o que vem pela frente. Para Oliveira, sua próxima luta deve ser por um título. Seja pelo cinturão BMF ou pela coroa de sua divisão, o objetivo é claro: lutar pelo cinturão. E há um nome que especialmente interessa a Oliveira: Max Holloway. Um confronto entre esses dois gigantes promete ser especial, reunindo dois ícones do octógono em um duelo histórico. Para Charles, essa luta com Max pode representar um capítulo importante em sua carreira, potencialmente marcando o encerramento de uma trajetória lendária.
You've always been big on setting goals. At one point it was fighting Islam Makhachev again, then it was becoming UFC lightweight champion, now it's fighting home in Brazil. Once we get past Saturday, what's the next big goal for Charles Oliveira?
O BMF, uma luta importante, porque eu creio que essas são as lutas que vão me levar ao título.
For sure, just winning this fight and fighting for a title, whether it was a BMF or a title of the division. These are great things and this is a great fight that will propel me towards the title.
BMF fight sounds sick. How high would you rate the idea of fighting Max Holloway? Because I feel like that's one that the fans would go crazy for.
Acho que todos gostariam de ver essa luta. Por que não seria minha próxima luta?
I think a lot of people, everyone would love to see this fight. I want this to be my next fight.